morning and a very warm welcome. You're watching Janata Television and this is the English Bulletin with me, Sushant Dakal. The top stories first. UML Task Force nears consensus on disputed issues. Leaders to unveil a draft of agreement later today. Delta Plus variant of coronavirus detected in Nuwakot. Doctors say this new variant is more contagious than the previous ones. Country reports 2,239 new cases of coronavirus. Number of active cases stands at 26,000. US President Joe Biden urges his Russian counterpart Putin to act on ransomware attacks, hints at retaliation in his statement. And world number 1 Novak Djokovic reaches Wimbledon finals, sets its sights on 20 major Grand Slam titles. And now the news in detail. Members of the UML task force formed by the ruling party to resolve its internal disputes have reached near consensus. According to task force member Raghuji Panta, the 10-member task force has prepared a draft for the consensus by considering suggestions from both the warring factions. The draft will be made public later today after some corrections, said CPN-UML spokesperson Pradeep Gyawali. The task force's meeting yesterday was held in a cordial environment, added Gyawali. CPN-UML chairperson KP Sharma Oli and senior leader Madhav Kumar Nepal had agreed to form the task force to find out ways to sort out the differences between the establishment faction and the disgruntled faction of the party. Disputes had flared up in the party following the dissolution of the House of Representatives on May 22nd for the second time. The President's office has furnished a written response to the Supreme Court arguing that the activities of the President could not be sued while she was accomplishing the duty as per the constitutional provisions. Officiating Secretary at the President's office, Roopnarayan Bhattarai, submitted the written response via the Office of the Attorney General, stating that no case could be filed against the President while fulfilling her constitutional responsibilities. Article 61(2) of the Constitution has given authority to the President to discharge her duty as per Constitution and federal law, he said. Moreover, the written response stated that any activity of the President is done as per the recommendation of the Council of Ministers in line with Article 66(2) of the Constitution of Nepal. The Delta Plus variant of COVID-19 has been detected in Nuwakot. Issuing a press statement yesterday, Trishuli District Hospital shared that the Delta Plus variant was found in one of the 4 nasal and throat swabs collected in Nuwakot and sent to the National Public Health Laboratory in Kathmandu. This variant of COVID-19 is 60 to 100% more contagious than the earlier variants, said Chief Medical Person at the hospital, Dr. Dipendra Pandey. Meanwhile, the District Administration Office, Nuwakot, has extended the prohibitory order for 1 more week. The prohibitory order, put in place to contain the second wave of COVID-19, will remain in effect till July 16th. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. The government yesterday confirmed a total of 2,239 new cases of coronavirus across the country. The positive cases were detected from a total of 11,313 tests, including 6,657 PCR and 4,656 antigen tests. Of the new infections, 1,479 were detected through PCR tests and 760 through the antigen tests. Similarly, altogether 1,316 COVID-19 patients recovered from the disease yesterday. With this, a total of 616,929 patients have recovered from the virus in Nepal so far. The Ministry of Health and Population said that the recovery rate in Nepal is 94.5%. The number of active cases of coronavirus currently stands at 26,590. Likewise, 20 persons died of coronavirus infection in the past 24 hours, taking the death toll to 9,340. And now the news from the economic front. The Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development has decided to compensate the farmers affected by this year's monsoon disaster in the upcoming fiscal year. Yogendra Kumar Karki, Secretary at the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development, said that the ministry was collecting data on the damages caused to farmers due to floods and landslides this year. He informed that the ministry is compiling the data of the damage through the Department of Agriculture, Department of Livestock Services and the state governments. He said that the farmers will be addressed through compensation in the upcoming fiscal year after the data is collected within a week and the preliminary report is prepared compiling data up to 6th of July. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back, and now the international news. US President Joe Biden asked Russian President Vladimir Putin to act against hackers in his country blamed for recent ransomware attacks. Such attacks have affected thousands of companies around the world, and Biden warned that the US would defend networks considered vital to their economy. The White House said in a statement that Biden underscored the need for Russia to take action to disrupt ransomware groups operating in Russia. The US president is facing pressure to respond following a spat of ransomware attacks believed to have originated in Russia. The Biden administration has not officially attributed the attacks to Russia. The assaults have continued even after Biden set red lines for cyber attacks during a summit with Putin last month in Geneva. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. UML Task Force nears consensus on disputed issues. Leaders to unveil a draft of agreement later today. Delta Plus variant of coronavirus detected in Nouakchott. Doctors say this new variant is more contagious than the previous ones. Country reports 2,239 new cases of coronavirus. Number of active cases stands at 26,000. US President Joe Biden urges his Russian counterpart Putin to act on ransomware attacks, hints at retaliation in his statement.